going to introduce Florence Sabrin. And she did all this great setup for you, so I'm going to let her talk for a second.
Hi, welcome. Thank you for coming. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome you, I think, to my second home. And we want very much for you to feel that way too, as Paul said. You're welcome here anytime. I will be here, and I've known this man for more than 40 years, and we will be married 40 years in August.
Wow.
And I'm really, I have to tell you, very, very, very excited about this race. I've been through this twice before, but this time I am convinced that I am going to be introducing Senator Murray Sabrin.
My lovely wife.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here. Wasn't it a great day in Woodbridge this week? Thank you for being there. It was a real pleasure to represent Ron Paul at this presidential forum, because I've known the congressman for 25 years, and when you get to know somebody for that long of time who's in government and running for the presidency of the United States, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, here's a man who served this country in the Air Force, was elected 10 times from Texas, a native of Pittsburgh, has been the most consistent defender of the Constitution, of our Bill of Rights for 30 years, since he first was elected in 1976. And so I'm honored that the campaign said, Murray, you're one of the few people in America we would want to represent the congressman at various forums throughout the United States. So I haven't gone anywhere except New Jersey, but if they want to send me to Florida, I'll be happy to go back to Florida, because I really don't like the winters anymore. They're getting a little bit tough on the old bones. So anyway, thank you for coming here this evening. And as you know, Ron won another great victory at the straw poll, getting more than 60% this morning. And the great news is he came in second in Nevada at the caucus today. Now that's exciting, because he beat the so-called front runners, John McCain, Huckabee, and that mayor from across, who hasn't been doing too well after spending $70 million of money to win the presidency with a message of, I was there when 9/11 occurred. So he's done some good things, there's no question about it. But the point is, we need a president who's really going to defend our Constitution.
Rudy's punishing you.
But we got Officer Al to the rescue. Ron Paul was on TV recently, and he said something which I think is going to resonate across the nation. That no matter what happens in this campaign, the freedom movement has just begun. Because of Ron's efforts and all the supporters throughout the country for the past 10 months, that I decided late last year, early this year, that I would throw my hat in the ring for the GOP nomination for the United States Senate. And I wouldn't have done so if it wasn't for this great team that we put together, of Paul and George and Patrick and Adam and Dan and Al and who else do we have in the office?
You have a lot more.
A lot more. The point is, you cannot win this on your own. This is not an individual effort. It takes a lot of people behind the scenes. It takes a lot of people across the country, and we're getting support across the country. I can tell you we're getting support from California, Texas. I get calls on my cell phone. How they get my number is really amazing. But that's the type of support we're getting. We're getting support from Florida, Maryland. So if we get the support here in New Jersey, we will do something that is really monumental. We haven't had a Republican senator in the state of New Jersey since 1972. That's nearly 40 years that the Democrats have ruled the state of New Jersey in terms of the Senate, and look at the job they've done. It's really astonishing that people in New Jersey have been electing people to the United States Senate who vote against the people of New Jersey. That's the amazing thing. And they keep on electing the same people, different faces, but the same type of people. Higher taxes, more spending, more regulation, and guess what's happening? People are fleeing the state in droves.
$70,000 a year?
Excuse me?
$70,000 a year?
And it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse because the Lautenberg-Corzine philosophy is tax and spend and tax and spend and tax and spend. And just because they're wealthy, we're not wealthy like they are. And so they may like to pay high taxes, but the average family is struggling in the state of New Jersey trying to make ends meet. So with your help, we're going to do something in the state of New Jersey that's going to have national repercussions and national implications. We can elect a senator to the Congress that will stand up for the First Amendment, the Second, the Fourth, the Ninth, and 10th, and make sure that we have a foreign policy worthy of a great nation, that we have a foreign policy that's based upon peace, diplomacy, and trade. That's what the founders told us is the essence of America. That's what they gave us as their legacy, and we've been squandering that legacy for more than 100 years. So with your help, over the next 4 months, we will do something that will rock the political establishment from coast to coast, that will encourage other people to be elected, to run for office and be elected. So in less than a generation, we will have a Congress with Ron Paul Republicans that will transform America back to its original vision of limited government, free enterprise, and a non-interventionist foreign policy. So thank you for coming. Enjoy the evening, and let's get the support out throughout the state. Any questions? Any questions? Any answers?
Where do we do our emailing?
Excuse me?
Our email address? Which one? I don't know.
Yeah, right over here. There's,
So again, to reiterate what Florence said, please make this your second home. We need volunteers across the state, and of course we need something that campaigns run on, and that is the fuel of a campaign is the most generous contribution you can now make, because I'm convinced if we do this the way Ron has done it, we can do something very quickly, is narrow the field to zero, except for me. And that would mean the resources that we now have could be used in November, or I should say the fall campaign, against the incumbent. And as I said in Burlington County this morning, he will not want to debate. He will not want to debate me. And as one of the committee members said, I don't think there are many Republicans that want to debate. Right. So again, the issues are all on our side, whether it's the economy, whether it's taxes, whether it's regulation, whether it's foreign policy. The issues are exactly what we've been talking about, at least I've been talking about that for more than 30 years, that the good free market economy has been talking about for 100 years. So now the chickens have come home to roost, and it's time to make that, I hate to use the word, change. That we have to make, not only for our sake, but future generations, because the young people that are here today, if nothing is done, their taxes over the next 40, 50 years, I know which is a long time for young people to think about, will be so astronomical. They will, in a sense, be what Frederick Hayek wrote in 1944 at the end of World War II. We will be on the road to serfdom, where you'll be working for the government for most of the year, and whatever crumbs you get left over will be yours. The good news is that high technology is making it possible for us to have much better lives. The downside is government wants more of our income, and they're going to want more and more and more. So that's why whoever's elected president in November, I have to be there in 2009 to be that firewall between bigger government and limited government. So I am the insurance policy, not only for the people of New Jersey, but the people of the United States. Thank you very much.